All right, we are live again in the crypt. We're rocking and rolling with these shows, and I got to tell you, today's show I'm incredibly excited about. Um, we're joined by an icon, in my opinion, of one of the greatest sci-fi movies, if not the best sci-fi movie ever made, 86 Aliens, and we're talking this. Our guest tonight is incredible. I can't wait for you guys to meet him, his collection, and all his whole journey and learning more about this guy, Fredrik Gustafsson. We're going to be talking to him, but I wanted to go over a few things first. Happy anniversary to my mom and dad. Happy 54th anniversary. We're going to be seeing him next week at Crypticon, Kansas City. Super excited for that. We even got the new T-shirts in. I got a bunch, quite a few in. It's actually my second batch because I gave my company a whole bunch. The DK Army coming in strong. We're really excited. So that's the back. We got it cool. We got them in all different sizes. So if you guys do want a Doomsday's Crypt shirt, I know a lot of people have asked about them. Just hit me up and we'll get you situated. Eric LaMonica, I got you extra large to the side. I'm sending that out this week. I know I've been promising you for a bit. Also, before this guy comes on, I want to tell you a story about this. Actually, maybe I'll wait. Maybe we're going to bring up our special guest co-host because I got to go through this with him and see what his thoughts are on it. He's seen it, but it's kind of funny. Maybe it's funny. But without further ado, the 1986 Alien Warrior, the Xenomorph, the icon of aliens, Mr. Carl Toop. What is going on, buddy? Let me get the applause. I had to pull down the intro, but we got to.
Technical stuff.
I'm so excited to see you again. It's been way too long. Me and you joined forces at Scare.
Yeah, no, it could be good.
Yeah, what a weekend, man! What a great weekend. And
I'm having a good time. Yeah, so still. Yeah, I did Saratoga this year, which was a great show that was. Had a brilliant time out there. And then I did a little charity, it was quite a big charity thing up in the north of France. And that was amazing. We raised a lot of money for children who suffer from diabetes and training dogs to sniff out when people are needing their insulin and everything. So, we did that. That was a amazing weekend. We were looked after incredibly, so really spoiled. So yeah, it's all good fun.
What a great cause. I mean, if anybody hasn't had a chance to meet Carl, I was lucky enough that we had spoken briefly and we teamed up. Peter Valderrama hooked us up, and I was really excited that that 1986 Xenomorph Warrior. I got all these guys that you see behind me, and I don't have the one Xeno I have left, but I do have a couple skateboard decks we'll talk about. But you coming and joining forces with me. What a weekend, man.
We had a weekend. Amazing weekend. The turnout was incredible, wasn't it? It was just all the cosplayers as well that turned out with their costumes and that. It was amazing.
I know you got a picture with the Queen.
Oh,
it's one of my favorite pictures. What a great picture.
That's brilliant, yeah. It's, Paddington Bear and a corgi, going around. So
now me and you become friends, and I was so excited. I got to show this one piece, especially before Fredrik comes up with us. And I showed you. I was all excited. Look, the Xenomorph Warrior Aliens.
Nice big box.
I was all excited. Steal $30. Opened it up, the big old box. I was all excited. You know what I mean? Xenomorph.
Wow.
Look at that detail.
I was going to say little things come in small packages.
You got your magnifying glass. A big box for that little piece. The box is cool as hell, but I had to brag on that piece a little bit.
That's pretty amazing.
Let's show these off. I was really glad, and I've kind of kept these in my collection, and I know some of the cast is going to be in my area, and I'd love to be able to work something out because I know you're coming to the States soon, and I got to catch up with my dude Carl. But Michael Toth, skateboard decks, blacklight, autographed by my dude Carl Toop. Between him and Lonnie McCullum, they really, help shine the table in your area. So I want to give
you've got some great artists working with you. So
these guys are ultra talented. And speaking of ultra talented, we got quite the fan and guest, and he's not just a fan; he's an incredible talent as well.
But
And
he's just yeah, he's amazing. He's really worked hard on. Well, I'm sure he's going to show us some of his pieces, but that's amazing what he's done. And it's just, you know, it's amazing how far some of these fans will go. And it's, you know, Fredrik, he's getting so much pleasure from it as well. I love it. It's I'm taking a lot of interest in what he's doing. Like, I've really seen it from beginning to where it is today, and you know, he doesn't stop. It's just he's coming up with all these new ideas for his basement and that. And yeah, it's Fredrik Gustafsson. Watch out for his name. I think.
yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm learning about him, and I'm excited to learn more about him today. He reached out to me and was, you know, I knew who he was because I'd seen him following you on Instagram, and I'd seen some of his collection, and I thought it was, you know, it was incredible. And you know, when he reached out, he's like, I'd love to do a show, and Carl, and you're like, well, Carl's down. I'm definitely down to sit there and talk about, you know, having him on the show, and the fact that you're doing this as, you know, this is one of the reasons that I think you're one of the great guests for any convention, is because I watched you. Like, my big joy was watching you interact with the fans. But
well, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You know.
But you interacting even with Fredrik, you've come to know him, I think, for quite a while now, and he's become friends with a lot of the Aliens franchise fans from the film.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. And it's thanks to you, John. We're actually speaking directly for the first time. We've never spoken directly to each other. So this is, you know, we've spoken on Instagram, Facebook, and messages and everything. But the first time we've actually been able to have a conversation. So it's quite.
Well, I think that's so, you know, a lot of people don't do it. And I think there's certain guests that are special, and certain people I just become, you know, I'm lucky enough to call a friend, but you know, they've done something amazing. But what they do for their fans and their genuine love for their fans, and you taking your time, which I know you're a busy guy and you're all over, but for us to be able to do this and sit with the fans, I think is awesome. I think other fans notice it, and I think
it's rewarding for us. I think, you know, it's if we can give, you know, half an hour of pleasure to anyone, it's, you know, whatever way you want to give them pleasure. But you know, it's an honour to be able to do that, and I think we're in a lucky position that we can do it. And the more I can do it, the better. Basically, it's I love it. So
well, don't underestimate what you do. What you do is special, and with conventions and meeting fans, that goes a long way.
Well, I hope so.
When a fan walks away, and I watch so many walk away after meeting you and being like, what a great guy, you know, a genuine love and excitement. I mean, like,
I know
you've only been doing conventions for a short time, and you are an iconic role. You know, Jason, Michael Myers, you're the Xenomorph. You're the Alien Warrior. That goes a long way for people. It doesn't matter. And what you brought to the fans.
And I didn't realize until I was dragged out of my hive and started doing the conventions how much it did mean to people. And you know, they've really opened my eyes up about it all. You know, so it's a great learning process for me. And you know, it's just seeing these people, the pleasure it gives them. You know, it's.
Well, even with the Alien Queen, you know, that outfit wasn't cheap, and there was so many hours put into it.
Yeah, I think this is what it is: the passion these people have, and the dedication they have to the whole. You know, whether it's Aliens or any other film, it's just that. It's just the passion these have. It's.
And I don't know. We might have the ultimate Aliens fan coming on today. I mean, this guy. I don't think there can be a fan like. I'm excited to learn more about the film that I didn't even notice with this guy. I'm so excited to talk to him.
So we better get it right, John.
I say we bring him up. What do you say? You want to announce him?
Get him on.
Let's get him on. Ladies and gentlemen, you announced this man right here, Carl Toop. I know it'll mean a lot coming from the Xenomorph.
Well, I think this is our top Swedish fan and soon to be our top world fan, I think. And it's Fredrik Gustafsson from Sweden. So,
hello, John. Hello, Carl. Hello.
Look at that background.
Well, this appreciate his work. It's amazing. There we go.
Well, Fredrik, I'm incredibly jealous because I am very bare. Most of my stuff's, at the shop. But even if I had it here, I don't know, with that background, as cool as it looks with the lighting, man, I'm just really jealous. I wish I was in Sweden to check this out. But welcome to the show, Fredrik.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you for having me.
So how are you feeling, Fredrik?
Well,
You're
it's
okay?
yeah, of course I'm a little bit nervous. This is the first time
we're gonna have fun.
we speak. We have never speak live before. I
was just saying to John, it's great
we're speaking on. Yes, we write and send movies to each other for a lot of years now, and we have become very good friends. And Carl has been a big inspiration for me in my hobby. So it's great to keep in touch with Carl, and I figure maybe I build this thing and I send to Carl, and what do you think? Yeah, good. Fix it.
Ready to come over.
Yeah, I got a special place for you here, so you come and visit us in Sweden.
I'm not the only admirer of your work. I think Janet Goldstein's been admiring your work as well, hasn't she?
Yes, Janet Goldstein has been in touch with me and sent me a short film too. And even Ella Gillis and Stan Winston School had write to me. And Wyatt Weed, the stuntman Predator, I've been in contact with. Richard Chavez has been a very kind person.
Predator,
yeah, Predator. And Sonny Landham's daughter, Priscilla Landham. She is very, very nice. So she has shared some of my photos on her page, and it's really big for me that these people connect.
I think all the people you've mentioned, they all understand the work that you put into, your work. And it's just a hobby for you, and it's so I think that's why people are interested, because they're seeing someone who's not in the business, just creating these pieces. And like I said earlier, that if they don't like it, they don't say anything. But if they like it, they're going to say they like it and get in touch with you. Which I think that's an honor to your work. So.
I didn't realize how talented he was. I thought he was a collector and a fan, because he's always supporting you on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize he was on Facebook as well. And it kind of made sense. In fact, he reached out to me, and just learning in the short period of time, just setting this up, how passionate he is on top and how talented he is. He even made that sweet sign in the back. Almost needs to be the Doomsday Krypt logo. He replaced the 3-eyed demon with the Xeno Warrior, the Alien Warrior. That's a huge honor.
These are like my acid blood glasses. He created these for me with my address on them, and that. That's my acid blood glasses, and that's. No, he's great. And when I first I was in touch with Fredrik. As you, John, he was just a collector of, xenomorphs in your big box. But no, he's a collector and creator as well. So I think it's great. It's
ultra talented. I didn't realize. I mean, I knew he was a collector, and I figured he just spent a whole bunch of money because he was. But there's a long story. I was talking a little bit with Fredrik before. I mean, sci-fi has always seemed like, in the short, brief time I talked to him before the stream, was so much. He grew up. I'll let him tell, but Star Wars and his progress to becoming an Aliens fan, and Fredrik,
so when did you first watch Aliens?
It started with Star Wars when I was very young. I don't remember, but maybe 85, something like that. I remember Star Wars. It was on television in Sweden. It was before we got VHS and DVDs and things like that. So it was on Swedish television, and it was an announcement in the papers and as a trailer on television that Star Wars will be on. So I have to see this. I was very excited about Darth Vader, and I liked that. It's become very big for me. So then I started collecting Star Wars figures, and for many years. And then I went to my uncle, and he had a friend that had seen Predator. And we were there and had some coffee, and we started to discussing movies. And he said, "I want to see a very heavy movie called Predator," and he described it in detail. So.
Oh, I think we lost him.
Told us about. You see.
You're back. It's your screen.
Yes, no. Yes, when he told me about the movie, he told about the movie was longer than the movie. I think he talked about it in 2 hours, and he described it in every detail you can possibly imagine about his infrared sights and his laser and the cannon, and it's so visible. And I was like, this is I have to see this movie. And
but when you're a kid, that's like amazing stuff, isn't it? So.
Yeah, and I was 10 years, maybe 10 and a half years old. So I said, I have to see this movie. So I took my bike and ride down to the video store, and I should rent it. And the guy that run the shop, he said, no, you cannot rent it. It's parental guidance, so you cannot see it. But I got the permission to hire it, so it's no problem. So I took the movie and ride my back home, and I put it in the VCR player, and the helicopters are landing. And no, I don't dare to see this movie. So I couldn't watch the movie. I was too scared. So maybe a year later, I tried again, and I saw the entire movie. And I was stunned. It was so big. Everything was so cool. The Predator and everything around it. It was the mystique, the chase, the gore, everything. So I was completely sold. But I didn't sleep for 10 years. So I didn't. When I was walking out, and it was we lived on the country at that time. I looked up at the trees, and oh my God, I didn't look out. Yeah. So that's how it started with the Predator. And then we saw Aliens. I didn't see Aliens first. See Aliens first, and it must be in I guess 88, maybe 88. And I didn't know so much about Alien then. It was Predator and Star Wars that was big for me. So we rented the Alien movie VCR, and it was pretty long. I think it's over 2 hours in standard length before the special edition, and we were amazed. I like the blue colors and the planet LV426, and everything around it was mystique. The winds were
the atmosphere and everything.
The atmosphere. So I was hooked. Directly was hooked. Was stuck in the Aliens.
Yeah. So for us 80s kids, at least for me, and I think that's where we can understand, there was something special about movies in the 80s. It was sometimes the fear was already built up, like with the Aliens, like I don't know if I'm ready to watch this, which was great about movies back then. It made moments that were so special that impacted a lot of our generation. You know, thanks
but it was real. It was not animated or CGI or anything. It was real people, real masks, and that's even that with Predator and Kevin Peter Hall and the suit. It was awesome, and the way he moved in the suit. I mean, if you see the extra materials on the DVD and the interview Kevin Peter Hall, he said it's just a puppet. When you're in the suit, it's just a puppet. But when I giving it to life, it becomes a figure. And if you see when Kevin Peter Hall how he moves in the suit, when he sits down and he gets up, and everything he does around the suit, it makes the character make the puppet alive.
Yeah.
And the same in Aliens, when you play the Xenomorph, it's real and it's alive and it's a real character. So that's one thing that makes me so likes the old sci-fi movies so much.
Well, I often say when we did the film, we filmed in that atmosphere that you actually see on the screen. So we were working in those conditions. It was dank, it was wet, it was dark, it was smelly. It was, it wasn't glamorous at all. But that actual atmosphere comes over on the film. So we're actually feeling what you see on the film as well, which I think, I think if you were doing that with CGI, you don't get that effect. So I think there's that extra atmosphere that the actors give, the performers give when you're working for real. I do think the actors and the creators, the creatures actors, able to give, you're getting that atmosphere coming through as you're playing it, and I don't think you know what's actually there. It's happening straight away. There's no CGI being added afterwards. So I think
I remember if we were writing to each other for a couple of years ago, and I remember you told me when you were in the water with Newt Carrihan, and your head is on, you were almost drowned.
Well, what happened was the head just, because Newt was carrying quite small, so I had to lie down on my side in the costume, and what happened was the head just filled up with water, and I was lying down. I was in the full costume, and I had to try and drag my head up, and I just couldn't get it off the bottom of the floor, off the tank. So I must have been under, must have been about a good 40 seconds to a minute, because we had to leave the water settle. Once I'd gone down underneath the surface, I had to let it settle so that there was no ripples or anything. And then I waited for James Cameron to tap at the side of the tank to come up behind Carrie and Newt, and I didn't. But they didn't react straight away. So I think after a few sort of seconds longer than it took, I think they realised that, maybe he's having a problem. So someone helped me up, just lifted the head up, and then I managed to come up. But I think that was one of the only times I had to do like a retake on that. They didn't keep that shot in. So.
Carrie Henn, if I'm not wrong, she's the same age as me. She's 76 was born 76, and when you the Alien movie there, 10 years old, wasn't she afraid to see this mask?
I think we were more scared of hurting or damaging her than she was the whole situation. I think they dealt with it very well on the set. They actually made it more like a playing field rather than a scary scene. But some of them were quite scary because she was often, when she was in Sigourney Ripley's arms and there's flames around. Okay, the flames are a certain distance away, but they're still there. So it's, I don't know, pretty scary. And then
I'm sure you can still feel the heat.
Yeah, they can, and the sounds of the guns going off, and a monster coming up behind you out of water. It's stuff with nightmares. And I would go home and have nightmares especially when we filmed in the disused power station. That I'd go home because the atmosphere was so intense in there that I would go home and have nightmares on those days we filmed in the warehouse. In the studio, it's slightly different because you've got one real side and then you've got the studio side. So, but yeah, no, she. I don't think there were any. I've spoken to her, but I don't think there was anything that really scared her while she was doing the film. I think James Cameron and Sigourney Weaver played a big part in that as well. Treating her, explaining how things were going to happen, and we'd run through it. So she was unbelievably unscared.
But her real brother was in the movie too, but he was cut off.
Yeah, I never met him. I didn't meet. Yeah, I never met him, but he was in the first part of the film, in the director's
cut. Yeah.
He's in that part, but no, I didn't meet him. I met her parents, but didn't meet her brothers. But yeah, no, it was,
I do like the
amazing.
director's cut, how they introduce and
Director's
kind of
cut,
let
that's
you know
what I
how
think,
New got.
Yeah, and
But,
even her mother is in it too. I think in the scene where she sits in the spaceship, and they say her daughter is dead, and it's her real mother. I think it's her real mother that is in that scene and in the picture. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't there for that part of the filming, so but I did meet her parents. You know, when they used to bring Carrie in, or Carrie used to come in. But no, it's nice. And can you imagine being a kid at 8, 9 years old, doing being in a film like that? And she had a great time. And she still remembers it fondly. So it hasn't affected her too much. She's now teaching in the States. So yeah, no, she's.
But she didn't make any more movies. I believe she's a teacher, as you say now, in the United States.
Yeah, she just did that one. Now she's living in the States and as a teacher. She still does conventions, obviously. She's very big on the conventions.
You guys were at a convention last year together, right?
Yeah, we did one, which was the first time we'd met since we did the film. So that was an amazing meetup, because I was always in costume. I think she probably saw me about 2 or 3 times without my head on, but most of the time I was dressed in full costume, and I thought, oh, she's not going to know who I am or recognise me or anything. She came up to me at this convention. I was so pleased, that she came up to me and said, "Hi, Carl, how are you doing?" and all this, So that was a nice moment for me, that was great. So and then we went out for dinner while we were there, and we had a good old chat. And it's funny because the two of us, we'd really only done. I was in theatre. I'd done theatre work and television work, but we were the only two that had just done one film each. So and we'd both of us had gone on to another way of living. I'm now a chef now, and she's gone on to be a teacher, and so it was quite funny seeing the two sides of a normal life, in the real world, and then our memories of the cinema world. So it was quite a good comparison, having this conversation with her about that. So that was good.
But you have in your past you were a ballet dancer, I believe.
I trained as an all-round dancer. I trained in classic, jazz, modern, tap, and contemporary and national dancing, which is you learn all these funny dances from around the world. And I went more into comedy musicals in the theatre work. I think that was my real passion. So I like doing everything on live. So I did that. So that was my basic training, really. And obviously it was a theatre school, so we learned singing, acting, and everything as well. And it was through that, because I was dancing in a show in London, that I was doing a show, and I was on wires. I was an astronaut going across the stage for some reason, or I don't know why. And my agent phoned me up and said, "Oh, they're looking for someone to do wire work for a film called Aliens at Pinewood Studios. Did I want to go along?" And I thought, I've got rent to pay, so let's give it a go. And went along, and Wald and his wife was in this studio for this one role. So I thought, oh, we'll go through with it. And 3 or 4 auditions down the line, I got the phone call saying I'd got the job. So it was thanks to my dancing that I think I got the job, because they wanted someone agile, they wanted someone skinny, which I was very skinny then. That was part of being a dancer then, you starved yourself. So I think
they were looking for an athletic person that can move in the costume and
get into funny
around.
Positions.
Yeah.
Because I'm not as tall as the other people who've been in alien costumes. I'm 5'11". Most of them have been over 2 feet. But I think because of my physique, I was skinny enough, so that the way I was filmed, it made me look, a certain height. So.
But the first guy that played Alien, I think the stuntman Ray Shamel played Alien, but it was a young guy that played the Alien too. But he was very tall. He was over 2 meters.
Over 2 meters he was,
Yeah. But Ray Shamel, I don't think he was so tall. So.
No. Trevor Newlin, I think he's over. He's from the new Alien. Trevor Newlin. He's over 2 meters, and he's very.
He's very tall. Yeah. He's
tall,
also a very nice person, Trevor. I had the opportunity to write to him a couple of times too, and he's always friendly.
Yeah.
So it's
he is very. So that's someone I hope to meet soon.
Quick question for me. All right, you became an Aliens fan. Obviously, Aliens is your #1 in the series. I know you're also a Predator fan as well. I was born in '76, so I can really relate.
Me too. We are the same age.
Yeah, there was something just special, and there's a couple things I want to touch on. Like in the '80s, a tube TV or the old movie theaters, we didn't have the 1080 or whatever. There was something special when you mixed the tube TV or an old school movie theater with practical effects and the sound that you just can't explain the fear, especially as a kid in the 80s growing up, and the legends. Like a lot of these movies we'd hear about, because it wasn't like you could click online and watch it. It was like a journey to get to the movie to watch it. And
it was a special event.
Built fans like us.
I was collecting back then. I was starting to collecting VCR cassettes when I was I don't know, maybe 87, 88. We got the first VCR player, and then I started collecting movies. So I got over 1,000 cassettes. I think 1,500 cassettes when DVD came. So I got everything on VCR, and they were not great copies every time. So it was a little grueling and poor sound.
But added to it, though.
But it was, as you say, it was that the thing with the picture and the sound. It was not perfect, but it
added a real.
I liked it. I remember when I saw Star Wars, which one? What's it called now? The new one with. Evan McGregor and Liam Neeson, the Clone Attacks. No, before that, Phantom Menace. Yes, and that one I saw in VHS. So excuse my English. I'm not so good in English because I say wrong words sometimes and a little bit nervous, but I try.
Great, man.
Yeah, but you have wrote to me in Swedish as well, so I know.
Yeah, that's right.
But when I saw this movie the first time, it was in a poor copy, and it was dark and not good picture at all. But it was a good movie, and I liked it, and I saw it for many times. Then when I see it now on Disney in perfect picture, it's not good anymore because you see so much data animations, so it's not looking good, not looking real. So I liked them better in VCR because it was more real.
I think I want to buy a tube TV, an old VCR, and buy a whole bunch of classic 80s horror and sci-fi and just watch it again, because the experience, like you're saying, it's hard to explain because people don't get to experience it now. And it's crazy because we still think like kids. So it's, many years since those days that we were toddlers. We got a few grays kicking in now, and we got those experiences. But I think people miss what we were lucky enough to experience in the early 80s. The whole 80s was just a special
of course.
time.
But it's not only Aliens and Star Wars and Predator. I used to be a fan of Jason, Friday the 13th, Terror on Elm Street. Me and my cousin, we always take our bikes and we go down to the small cities, big word, small village. We are 11,000 people in Tibro, where I live, and we got a pretty good VCR boutique then. And every summer we take our bikes and we rent the Friday the 13th, and it comes a new one. And I remember it's the one with Alice Cooper doing the team music. The mask. Is it the number 4? Friday
that was 6. I think that was Freddy's dad.
Okay, number 6. And then it comes a sci-fi movie with Jason in space. Oh my God, it's Jason in space. I
know a lot of people hate Jason X. I actually kind of liked it. I liked it more than some of the other ones in the series, and I know people hate it. It was kind of like, uh-oh, because horror, when they went to space, whether it was Critters or whatever, and I still like the Hellraiser. That was horror jump the shark moment. Yeah,
No, but
that was,
it's not everything is not about a big budget and expensive actors. I mean, the Critters, I loved it. The Ghoulies, those kind of movies. It's not all about how good they are made. It's about the handling or the team or what is this word I'm seeking. It's a good script or the good. The movie is about a good thing, or that's
how it makes
like.
you feel as well. It's how it makes you feel as well. You know. Sometimes these films just have something in it that just makes you feel good, makes you feel bad. It doesn't. Like you say, it doesn't have to be big budget.
About being a kid in the '80s. I don't know from Sweden where you are if it was the same thing, but we'd go to the video store and we'd look at, we didn't have the internet to research and say what this movie was. We'd look at a cover and be like, I got to check this out. I found a lot of films that weren't even Friday the 13th, but that was the experience every week.
Yeah.
Your parents would take you on a Friday night, you go rent a couple films, and
now, if you see a film at the cinema, if you see a film now at the cinema, you've seen it all before on internet or
it's
you know half the story anyway. So
it's such a different experience.
I was writing to Corey Stevenson last week, podcasting After Dark, and he was in the place there they recorded the Goonies. So he had put up some pictures on his Instagram, and oh my God, this is Goonies! So we write to each other and Goonies there, and I remember the Goonies. It was a fantastic movie.
I love the Goonies.
I got so good summary memories from the summer when you got to the school. I wasn't I didn't like school very much, and I had a tough time as a kid in school. So it was very difficult for me. And when the summer eve, what do you call it? You call it semester, but
summer break.
You have a summer break. Yeah. Then we rent VHR cassettes and we look at the movies, and these memories from it is so big.
We went on the adventure with the Goonies. We went on that adventure. And speaking of Goonies, Lonnie, who did the Alien bus, he's doing the sloth now. So I got a 1/1 scale sloth head. I got it in the store. Such a great piece, such a great movie. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I like the Goonies. It was a very warm movie. So Goonies was a really good movie.
Well, I think Goonies came out in '87-ish, I want to say. But we were 10, 11 years old, when we watched that movie, and it was just such a great treasure hunting. There was scare. There was so many great movies that we got to experience, like with the Aliens. Aliens was like the adult version. When we got a chance to watch that, now my mom especially, my dad would let me watch whatever on hockey trips and stuff, but my mom was very strict, so I really had to work hard to watch some of these movies that are iconic, like Aliens.
You don't mess with Marie, do you?
No, you met my mom. You don't mess with her. It took a lot of scheming, it took a lot of work, but I was able to do it. I was able to watch some of these films, and
but there was lots of movies in the 80s. Even Big Trouble in China was a favorite movie too.
I've been talking to James Pax and somebody who represents Donald Lee, and I think it's great. James Pax, he was the lightning dude, basically
the three storms.
Yes. I've been talking to him, and he's doing conventions now too, and I think it's awesome. Like, I'm with you. Carpenter, that's one of my favorite directors as well. Ridley Scott, you get those guys, Wes Craven. Those are like people that are like, wow.
The Thing was a great movie too.
I just love it. I love that a lot of these icons that a lot of people haven't seen, like Carl. I think it's awesome that Carl's going out on the road and getting experience and meeting the fans, because even at that time, there weren't conventions. There weren't these things. You did the role and you kind of moved on. Like you said, you're a chef. but the
'cause
fans love you.
Yeah.
And what you did, that probably even at the time, it's like, I did the role. It was really cool. It was great, blah, blah, blah. But you wouldn't expect that. It'd be like this now where fans can't wait to meet you. They're doing these outfits. Nobody expected that in the 80s. You know, we loved it, but
the first convention I went to, it was in Germany, and I just didn't understand it at all. I just didn't understand what you know, what it was all about. And you know, now I'm in it. I just love that whole environment of a convention. It's just people can just express themselves how they want to. They can. There's no criticism. There's no judgment. It's just I think they're, well, for me, I just find them a place of escapism, and safe escapism. It's it's all good fun. It's no one's out to hurt anyone else, and I think that's what's good about it. And seeing, you know, how the passion that people have got, like you're saying for Aliens, 40 years afterwards, I never thought what a job that I did 40 years ago would have this much impact on my life now. It's helped me develop, even this late stage in my life, into something else, because I'm a pretty shy, timid person in my real life. You know, my everyday life, I'm pretty reclusive. You know, I do my job, I get it done, and I'm quite a loner. You know, I have a partner, but I'm a loner. But these conventions have really learned that you know, I can express myself a bit more, and giving me a bit more confidence. So, yeah. You know,
something I like about Carl is when you talk to people all over the world. I mean, I work a lot, and when you come home and maybe you're tired, you go to bed, and I take up the phone and you go and meet your friends on Instagram. It's all down to Australia, and it's Canada. It's all over the world, and everybody that talks about Carl Toop, oh, he's the most fantastic, genuine guy I ever meet. Everybody speaks so warm about you because you are so genuine, you're so kind person. So a lot of people that write to me this week that heard that we're going to be on the show together say, oh, Carl, you have to say hi to Carl because he's so good person.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah,
I think it's great.
That make my day, you know. It's
well,
yeah,
Carl, you say how excited you are, but you know, as like I can relate with Fredrik in the sense, and even more for him because of his massive Aliens thing, to be able to, his childhood hero, his childhood memories, and now he's doing all this stuff, and he gets to sit down and talk to you, and it's a special thing, something that, you know, as a kid we'd never dream of. I know I wouldn't. You know, I mean, it just seemed like such a different world, and now, you know, he's doing this amazing stuff, and you guys have become pals online, and he loves what you did. The fans are loving that you're out there, and you also love what the fans are doing, just like the Alien Queen, and now with you know what Fredrik's got for a collection and what he's making is, I mean, you can't. It's mind blowing.
Hopefully, well, you know, if you put up his Instagram account and I can put stuff on, but just see what he's done throughout his basement in his house.
I'm going to share out his Instagram link after too, to make sure anybody on Facebook, because I wish StreamYard would allow me to, and I think there's a way, but it's a lot of work to stream on Instagram as well. But with StreamYard, I'm able to do YouTube and Facebook. But I'm going to share your link on Instagram as well too, Fredrik.
Thank you.
Any Alien fan really.
But it's so fun because my daughter Julia, she's had her wedding last week, and I speak to
which
Carl,
was amazing. I saw the photo.
And Carl write to me. You have to say to Julia, it's fantastic, and wish her a very happy wedding. And he is so concerned about everything. And my fiancée Therese, she likes gardening, and we have gardening with the glass house and plants, and Carl writes to her, and how is Therese? Is it good you have Therese because she's so nice and let you keep your stuff and your alien figures. So I've got a good friend, Göran Turesson, one of my best friends. He's an electrician, and he likes what I've done with the place, because I liked what you've done with all the lightnings and everything, and he's an electrician, so he said I like it. It's really cool when all these lights coming on, and so people are very supporting in this, even my friends.
Well, I'm very jealous. I'm very jealous. I have a lot of envy. I have a lot of envy for the room you're sitting in.
Makes all this.
All you need is a fog machine now, and I might be, feeling like in the '80s, being a little scared to be looking at your screen. It's that good, man.
Yeah. But I got a little surprise for Carl here, if I may show you. I think.
If you're showing something, let me pull you up on the big screen so everybody can get a real clear view. Is that cool with you, Carl?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay. I have done this for Carl because he has done so much for me, and he has always been supporting. So the color has not even dried yet. It's not entirely finished, but I'm going to let the curtains down now. So here's to you, Mr. Alien. You're coming out of the wall.
Look at that.
Oh, awesome.
That's great. Brilliant. Well done.
So it's
I love the
I've seen it, clips of it from the beginning, but I hadn't seen the finished stuff. That's amazing, Fredrik. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. So did you buy your house to do an alien basement, or?
No, actually, I was living in the country from I was 1 year old, and the next house my grandma and grandfather lived, and the third house my uncle lived, and then my dad went away. He died tragically, so. I lived there for my whole life, and I was feeling, no, I cannot live here anymore because my uncle now is gone, my dad now is gone. So I moved down to this village. Yeah, and this house, we didn't need one floor. So I always got a dream of making stuff like this. And then I said to my fiance that you can have the garden. We make a greenhouse for you there. You can plant your stuff, your flowers and that. And I build an alien predator museum. So she was...
You picked the right house and the right fiance, apparently.
Yeah. So now it's been a little bit more than I ever bargained for. So it's grown out of hand. But we don't have spoken about Carl's skills too. I have to show you what Carl can do as well. You only think that he's an alien, but he's
on the big screen.
He's more. Carl is more than an alien. So here I got for Christmas. Here Carl has made slippers for me, and one for my fiancée. And here is writing in Swedish. So
that's my secret out now, Fredrik.
Yeah. And here we got Mr. Toop again, the Swedish #1 collector here, calls wrote to me. And here we got the alien bar.
This is a collection now, so
it's insane.
Yeah, some of the collection is here. And here we got my first alien egg I was making with some lightning in it.
I love the light to it. Yeah, that's awesome.
The face hugger.
And here is a light, a lamp I made. And here is the Prometheus I tried to build here.
Yeah. I saw that in progress, that one.
Yeah, and here is Mr. Toop jumping out of the bar, and we've got some.
That looks good because when you're moving with the camera and the light, it makes the actual alien look like it's moving as well. Very well done.
And here we are going to have the special alien drinks when you guys come over to Sweden. And I've in the flower shop. Therese was going to buy flowers, and I found this one. I think they look like an alien egg, so I think I'm going to make them in my bar. So I did this metal here that I think looks like an alien's floor in LV426 at the soap, and we did this one here with logos on it. Wayland County, of course, here.
Yeah.
So here we got some real nasty stuff if you're going to be drunk.
I mean, you can film a scene in your house. I'm telling you, it almost looks like a spaceship when you're walking through your hall out through there.
Yeah. And then I made
sitting area.
Yeah, here is my my DVD collection over the films, the special edition ones. Here is a Queen, and I made this with speakers and receivers and everything. And I thought I must make it a little blue lights here, so it's a little alien over it. So
I think you're making a lot of people jealous, Fredrik.
No,
I'm envious. I'm
no.
so envious of the collection. It's so amazing.
And here is the speaker. The speakers are in Alien Team 2, so I tried to make it as close to the aliens as possible. Here is Mr. Toop as well. The first I got from him, the first autograph I got from him, and here is on the wall. And so
it's a lot better. That's a lot better than the one I got out of that box.
So then it's a Predator. Some of the Predators here. We got Brian Price, the Predator. We got the mask here. And Mr. Landham's knife. And
that's not a knife.
No, that's not a knife. So from Crocodile Dundee, this is a knife. And Mr. Chavez here, autograph.
Okay.
Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger. We got a big piece here. This guy is not small. It's
wow.
It's a big piece. Yeah, so it's a big piece, and so it's lots of Predators too. Yeah. There is a couple of bad guys too. So and this one I made in the Christmas. I thought I was doing. I have to do something when I was free from work, so I made this one. And there is some post rifle grenades. This one I made from real guns. Patroner we say in Sweden, so I was making my own. And here is a nest we got in here. This one is made in Germany in steel. It's very, very heavy.
Oh, that's the heavy one you were talking about, yeah.
Yeah, this one is very, very heavy. And I try to make it as close to the alien atmosphere as possible. Michael Bean, Veronica Cartwright, Ray Shamel, Mark Rolston, Lance Henriksen. And here's my first, I don't know if I can call it a painting, but I was making this one out of a mirror. And well.
Fredrik, you see, I think you can have a party, a worldwide party at your house. Everybody's going to Sweden just to go hang out with you, man, because that is, I mean, dude, wow. I am so jealous.
And,
it's so awesome. So good. So good.
Here the Saluku and level 1. Here is Mr. Toop again. And to honor the whole team in here we got the whole screenplay in Aliens with their name on it. Mr. Toop is at the top. Sigourney Weaver, Michael Bean, Andrew Goldstein, Bill Paxton, Lance Henriksen, Mark Rolston, William Hope, Paul Reiser, Rico Ross, Daniel Cash, Kerry Ham, And here's the guy coming out of the floor. He's pretty mad.
Bit dark. Can't see that very well.
The face hugger is
Nice.
jumping at us. So it's been many hours here. Very many hours.
I mean, you put at least 2.5, 3 hours in all that work. Honestly, all joking aside, it's absolutely amazing.
Maybe 5 hours. This one took sometimes too.
Yeah, I like that. Really pops, man. That is so cool, dude. That is,
well
I mean,
done,
just
Fredrik.
amazing stuff. And I just wow with the lighting and everything and what you've done. Now, I want to touch on something. I mean, this is something for all of us to kind of discuss. Now, we all love Alien and Aliens. I know Aliens is your number one. I love both, and I love the sequels too. But we got a lot of kind of sequels in it, but we got a lot of Aliens and Predators coming out now.
Yes.
We need Carl. I think we need a cameo of Carl in one of these upcoming Aliens things. I mean, how cool would it be to have at least a small role or something cool? You deserve it, man.
Cool.
I think we got to. I know this guy's a huge Aliens fan. I'm a huge Aliens fan and Carl Toop fan. I think if we all push for it, maybe we can get that Carl Toop cameo. Well,
let's go for it. Let's go for it.
Of course. That will be awesome. Haven't they contacted you when they release some Prometheus, so that you should come and?
Well, the fans are going to have to contact them and let our voices be heard for our good buddy Carl.
Get the word out. But but I think you're going to be pretty busy now, Fredrik, with all that. I think people are going to be very interested in seeing your work. And someone I'm in contact with Attack from Turkey. I think he said when he's in Sweden, he's definitely coming to see you. So watch out.
I hope we're going to see each other in real life, and you come to Sweden as well. And even you, Jan, you can come to Sweden.
Well, we'll definitely try and.
He might just have to start charging for tickets to come into his house. Might be.
No.
You would do a Carl Toop signing right in his house. I mean, seriously, you'd probably make some serious money there.
Yeah.
That would be quite the place to do a signing.
This is not. This is not for any commercial or profit. It's just my hobby. And
you don't want to open your door to a whole bunch of strangers? You don't want 600 people walking through your house every day?
No. It's very honored that people like what I've done with the place, of course. But I'm no artist at all. You over.
Don't say yourself short, No. What you have at your house and what you've put together on your own. I know some pieces but just the eye and how you decorated it too.
The lighting and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
Get it out on Instagram, Fredrik, because people love seeing it. Get it out.
Yeah, it's. I'm very honored that you asked me to come to your show.
I'm going to drop your Instagram post.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for it, and this is a dream come true, I must say. So I'm very honored. Very honored.
That's giving me goosebumps, Fredrik. If you can see them, but honestly, it has. But well, good for it. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. I have. So
it's been amazing.
Sorry, are we going to see this happily married couple?
Yeah, they are very happy. They are in. We got today is what we call midsommarafton. It's a summer tradition. So my friends are sitting and watching this now, and when we are finished, I'm going to sit in the car and drive over to them, and we are going to have some barbecue.
Sounds good.
And my daughter is with her husband now, and they are having some honeymoon, so they are very happy.
Good. Great. Well, that's great, Fredrik.
I just dropped for everybody in the chat. I just dropped his Instagram link as well.
Definitely go and see what he's done.
This has been a fun one for me because, like I said, as the show started, Carl's such a great guy, and I'm so glad he's out there doing it. And I've watched you supporting Carl, and I learned about you just when Carl was joining me at Scarefest. You were the first guy supporting, and it's like, let me check this guy out, and seeing all the stuff you do. And when you reached out, you're like, it's like, this would be great. And the fact that Carl was like, yeah, let's do this. And I know me and Carl have talked how excited we were to just be able to sit and talk to you about your collection. Just amazing.
Well, we all talk about us or me or whatever, but it's nice to get the fans side of it and, you know, get their passion out there, because, you know, that's the whole. Without the fans, it's, you know, we're nothing. You know, it's you know, so get their passion out there as well. It's I think it's great. And thanks for having us on, John. You know, because
oh, more than welcome. Now I know my mom and dad want to come on. We got
bring him on.
We're gonna bring them on. So mom and dad, if you're still listening, definitely they're ready. They're ready.
Okay.
But yeah, well, happy 54th wedding anniversary. My mom's 75th birthday was just there, and my parents loved you. We got to spend that amazing Scarefest weekend. So here's the anniversary couple now, John and Marie Henderson. Welcome.
Hello.
See, even I'm doing wonderful, my favorite alien.
Thank you. You're just saying that.
It was so nice of you to wish me happy birthday. It really meant a lot. And Fredrik, how are you doing? It's nice
Thank
to see you too.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
We decided to crash the party. So I have my Michael Toth collection.
Right,
That's what I have on my scooter. And this is, of course, me and John. We have our shirts, Michael Toth shirts on also. He is fantastic. Such a nice
I like his stuff. He does some nice stuff.
Yeah,
So
he's a good guy. His mother's wonderful too.
Yeah. Met her.
Yep, she's out here now, Tony Toth. Mike's done some amazing things. These skateboard decks were real eye popper. Can't thank the man enough. I was listening to my stream the other day. I was like, man, I didn't announce Mike once, and I felt bad. And you coming on, I was excited to show some of the alien stuff, and my parents coming on, all the amazing art that the man's done. Big shout out. He's crushing out there. That dude does some amazing art. One of the talented people who's been on the Doomsday's Crypt table. Yeah, my mom goes crashing through with her goblin. She's known for it.
I'm known at the conventions for my my little scooter decoration. I've had people ask me for autographs, believe it or not, and taking photos.
You're the biggest star on the show.
Yeah,
Let her go with that.
I'm so proud of my son. Even though I didn't let him watch horror movies, he turned out fine.
I was a fight. But it made, you know what? That's what made it even more special when I got to watch him, because it wasn't so easy to watch.
Yeah.
I had to work for it. I had to get there.
You had your dad on your side.
Yeah.
Your dad
A
was
little bit. No, I mean, it would just be more when it was dad-son thing on a hockey trip. But my mom used to think non-rated meant it wasn't R, so it wasn't as bad. Little did she realize.
Yeah, a long trip up to Canada with a bunch of
Johnny, you were so sensitive as a kid. You know, I mean, you cried when Spock died.
Yeah, but that's different. I cared about Spock. I didn't care about some can counts.
I know, but you cried.
Business.
And then when we went to see it again, you said, I hope he doesn't die this time.
I still almost cry every time I see that scene in Search for Spock. I gotta admit, it's like I gotta just walk away if I'm around anybody. Even though I know he comes back in the Search for Spock, it's still like, it still gets me. It's like, not watering.
Because you're a man of heart. You're a man of heart, John. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, well,
really?
I don't know. I mean, I think there's so much heart in the horror community that it's helped make my heart. I mean, it's helped me have these amazing journeys and adventures with my parents and meeting amazing people. Like
it's great. They're so supportive as well of you.
I'm very lucky that we get to go on these journeys, and I'll be seeing them at Crypticon. They're heading in Friday, so Crypticon Kansas City. Excited for that show. And you know, guys like you, Carl, who've been so amazing, that have been such an important part of myself growing up. I know for Fredrik, we grew up in '76. We think alike. He might be in Sweden, I might be in America, but we think alike. And what you've done and who you are and the person you are.
It was so nice sitting at the table with you at the show. I really enjoyed that.
Well, you were great, and you
So,
Marie
both
just
are
goes
so
around
very
on her scooter. She goes around the whole convention at the scooter, telling everyone, "Doomsday Crypt, come and see it," handing out leaflets. She just doesn't stop. She just keeps going around. Incredible.
Well, they
Don't
didn't,
care who's in
She's
the
got
way.
no
they didn't
filter.
know
She's
they were going to
going.
be
Just
there.
go.
They were so
Amazing.
excited when I told them that you were going to be there because you hadn't been on the program. So I was outside telling
Yeah.
everybody.
Well, it was nice actually being on a table with John because we were out of the main ring of the other artists. So we actually had time to spend with the fans and the
Exactly.
the products and everything, and that was great. That was a real eye opener for me doing it with John because it was that.
That was probably my most fun setup. It just worked out
Yes.
so great. Your
Yeah,
side
it
looked
did.
really great.
Yeah.
I was able to do my thing on my side, and it was great. It was an amazing weekend. You gotta love Scarefest. Big shout out to them. Love Adrian.
That was a great show. Yeah.
Wife Nicole.
They will all have to go.
Well,
up
we'll
to
have to
Sweden
do it
after
again
this show.
soon.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to get things sorted out, but
We've been trying to talk and push for
Yeah.
some things. Are you still coming to the States? Hopefully in October.
Well, I'm coming in beginning of October. Yeah, for Monster Expo
Okay.
in
Monster
Boston.
Expo, good one.
I'll see what I
Perfect.
can work
And we're
around
gonna-
that. So
We're gonna figure something out. I've been reaching out, and you know what? If you're a convention promoter, and you've seen me at shows and the people I talk about, this guy right next to me right here is an ultimate guest. He's a guy you want to bring in. It even shocked me, the alien fans that they're in masses. Once they hear about something coming aliens, and then Carl, who's really fairly new to some of these conventions.
yeah.
He's a guest you want. He's a guest you want, and he's just so great with the fans and
Yes,
so
he
open
is.
and loves to interact. And that was my favorite part, is just watching these amazing pieces that people would bring in. One of a kind, original posters, this and that.
Yeah.
So excited to complete
Some of
their
them,
autographs.
the treasures. Some of them, it's what they've got.
Amazing. But your interactions and your love, just like you and Fredrik have built a bond in that sense. It's
He was
just-
so good with the fans.
It's a two-way thing, it's got to come from both sides if it's going to work, and make it worthwhile for everyone, it's not just sitting there signing autographs, it's trying to learn.
You
why they
actually
want the
experience.
autograph.
You make everybody feel welcomed. Every person
Well, I
is
hope
treated.
so, 'cause, everyone's
treated
made
with
me feel
special.
welcome, so it's
You're a
So the next
special
one,
guy. You're special.
we'll all meet up in Sweden the next one, shall we?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it.
Need some Swedish cons. That's what we got to
Yeah,
work
there we
on
go.
next. Get the aliens cast over there.
Yeah, we're gonna starting a convention in Sweden.
Yeah,
But we will
definitely.
definitely talk more. I can't thank you enough, Carl. Fredrik,
you.
if you have anything left to say, I'm going to give you a couple seconds because I know you wanted to shout out some people, and there might be a couple things I want to make sure you are able to do it. But we're going to do this again sometime. Fredrik, we're going to talk more anyway because we've already discussed a few things. Carl, we're gonna talk a lot more, and we're working on some things and doing some really fun things in the future, and it's gonna be awesome. Guys, you got to buckle your seatbelts. We had the 86 Xenomorph Warrior, Alien Warrior Carl Toop next to me. We had Crash Scooter down below us, an Ultimate Fan, and my dad, and the Ultimate Fan, Fredrik Gustafsson. And
happy anniversary to you both.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, John. It's been an honor that you invited me to the show and let me show my collection, and to you, Carl, that's always being supportive. And I hope we can do something more and to make the Alien franchise grow bigger in Sweden as well.
That'd be great.
So I hope you have a great weekend, and thanks again for letting me be on your show.
And enjoy your barbecue tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Fredrik.
all right, guys.
It was
thank
good
you for
seeing
that.
you. Bye,
Thank
Fredrik.
you.
Bye,
Thank you,
Bye,
Carl.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Crypticon, not this weekend, next weekend. Kansas City, Missouri. I'll see you there. Peace
Yeah,
out
we'll be
until
on the
next
road.
time.
Thanks, Doomsday
Bye.
Crypt.
Bye-bye now.